Hey, I've got a riddle for you. What do Dr. Seuss and Slipknot have in common? Stay tuned, and I'll tell you. Greetings from my classroom. I thought before I got in the car and drove home, I would work through another quote from our amazing book, the Hodakotpi book. I really needed this today, Words to Live By. And we are right now on February the 1st. And this quote is from somebody we know very well around here, Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. In fact, it was only yesterday we celebrated Read Across America, a birthday celebration, celebrating the words and the stories and the life of Dr. Seuss. And we read the book yesterday that quote originates from. And that brings us to, Oh, the Places You'll Go. I don't plan on reading this book to you. It's a wonderful book, a very inspiring book. It begins with congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. And there's that quote we just read. You'll be the one to decide where to go. I like how it starts by making sure that you make the right choice. You can say to yourself, I don't choose to go there, down any not so good streets. So sometimes you just have to head straight out of town. After all, it's opener there in the wide open air. And then the book reminds you that out there things can happen and frequently do. The reason why I'm doing this quick little summary is to get to a point in the book later on. The book continues with a very positive message. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Very positive, very uplifting. But then it reminds you, as in life, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you won't. It says here, I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch. You'll be left in a lurch. That was a fun discussion with my students about what a lurch is. Then on the next page, discussing what a slump is. I think this book is timeless, and it's for people of any age, because even as adults, we know this. We also can get into slumps. And sometimes, when you are in a slump, you're not in for much fun, because unslumping yourself is not easily done. And I love this part here. It reminds you that you can get so confused that you'll start in to race down long wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace that goes on for miles. But then here, I fear toward the most useless place, the waiting place. And I love this illustration of all these people just waiting around. People just waiting. Trains, buses, planes, the mail, the rain, the phone, the snow. Everybody is just waiting. And whatever you're waiting for, there is a big difference between waiting for your pot to boil than waiting for a better break. There's a difference between waiting for the wind to pick up your kite than waiting for another chance. Waiting for that better break in life or another chance at something. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. There's a guy waiting for the kite. Then more uplifting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. It tells you that the places you'll go, there's so much fun to be done. There are points to be scored, there are games to be won, and all the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame, but then it reminds us about that fame and all that winning, except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win, because you're playing against you. Then we are reminded that sometimes we'll be all alone, whether you like it or not. Alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. To me, this last line that says, there are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. I think this goes beyond being afraid of going on a roller coaster or into a haunted house. I think it's deeper. A reluctance to change, being scared of making a change. What do you guys think? I love his illustrations. This one tells such a great story, even without the words. You got this big open sea and all of these hacking cracks howling, and there's little old you all alone in your tiny little boat trying to make it through. On and on you'll hike. But then at the end it reminds us that you will succeed. Yes, you will indeed. Kid, you'll move mountain. And there you go. So while I was heading home yesterday, driving in my car home, I began thinking about all of the fun discussions I had with my students, specifically surrounding this book and the messages that it sends about how life hang-ups happen, celebrations happen, the ebb and flow of life. And a song popped in my head. And I began thinking about some of the lyrics around this song. The song is called Unsated by the band Slipknot. Now, Slipknot and Dr. Seuss definitely don't belong in the same universe, or do they? We as people, as humans, we naturally struggle with so many deep things in our lives. Disappointment, bang-ups and hang-ups, finding it very challenging to get out of that slump that you're in, that depression that you're in, that sadness that you're feeling, that reluctance to change, confusion, impatience. So if you're going to say, no, that's not for me, that's not you, somehow you'll escape. Well, how do you escape? How do you go to the place where the boom bands are playing? There are some very powerful lines in that song, Unsated. The lines of the song that stand out to me the clearest. I'm just weathering a rough patch, another villain with an itch to scratch. I was gone, but how was I to know? I didn't come this far to sink so low. I'm finally holding on to letting go. That to me is the most important part of that song. I'm finally holding on to letting go of something. So instead of letting go of something and letting it come right back and bite you, you're going to let it go, whatever it is that you're struggling with. Let it go. Like Elsa was told. Just let it go, conceal, don't reveal. Just kidding. Some of those things that are weighing me down, those problems that we're struggling with, you're going to hold on to that idea of letting that thing go. I like that. Did you think you could do it again? I'm not your sin. I was all that you wanted and more, but you didn't want me. I was more than you thought I could be, so I'm setting you free. I'm setting you free. And again, I didn't come this far to sink so low. I'm finally holding on to letting go. And once you let go, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. So maybe Corey Taylor and Dr. Seuss have more in common than we think or know. How about that? All the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss and Slipknot's Unsated. I think they both have messages of hope, messages of focus, that is being focused on deliberate choices that you make in your life. So that's my message for you today. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and share my video if you care to, and tap that notification bell for new videos from me. Thanks for watching and tuning in. I appreciate you. See ya. Bye.